Spaniard by name, the Spaniard by origin, the champion defending his belt is with us right now on the post-fight show. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Jimmy Smith, and still middleweight champion Costello Van Steenis. Just tell us about how that fight played out in your mind. I know it probably hasn't set all the way in yet. Round one, you had a little adversity. Round two, on the ground, control, power, and then he tried to take you down again. The elbows dispatched him. Give me your thoughts.
Well, my thoughts, I thought I was going to go for the first round. I didn't want to waste my time too much. But Fabian Edwards, like I say, he's one of the guys, you know. He's one of the guys that could have been champion and that maybe in the future can be champion, but not by fighting me. He's one of the best fighters in the world. Like I said before, PFL has the best middleweight in the world. Of course, I have some losses. I'm not undefeated, but it doesn't mean that people can't. That if you're undefeated, it doesn't mean that you're the best. You have to show it in style. And until now, I've been finishing most of my last 4 fights has been my finishes.
Well, they have been impressive finishes, and again tonight. And you know, we talked, I guess, about a month ago now, and you said, man, it's a victory already that this fight is happening in 100%. Madrid. It's happening on home soil. And you are the reason that the PFL came to Madrid.
And we delivered.
With that comes a lot of pressure. How did you manage it through camp?
Camp was beautiful. I started in Florida at Killcliff with my brothers over there, and I was there in November. I came back to Spain. I felt like there's not a lot of big people here, so I went back to Henry Hove and Killcliff in Florida. I made family over there. I trained there for a couple of months. I did my last 4 weeks here in Europe, and man, this life is crazy. You know, we have the best fighters in the world.
And your brother got a big knockout. We'll talk about that here in a second, but I want you to walk us through the highlight. I want you to walk us through the victory here. Again, we get into round number 3. This is round 1, though. And you're right, Fabian Edwards, one of the best fighters in the world, and he had a little bit of success, as did you, in that first frame. Were you surprised when he tried to wrestle you?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I noticed that he was nervous because I saw him a couple of times in the lobby in the hotel, and he was like acting a little bit weird, like a little bit in a disrespectful way. No, he was not disrespectful, but listening to loud music. That gives you signs that you're like a little bit uncomfortable, so you're trying to shut yourself out. And I already noticed the way he was looking at me. I remember the first fight we had, he was really cocky, he was aggressive. And this time he didn't really look at me that much. So like, okay, or life humbled him. I bet life humbled everybody. But yeah, no, I don't know what to say else.
Yeah, I mean, he kept attempting these takedowns, and you recognized the opening when he had his head there posted on your hip. Have you been drilling these elbows?
I've been drilling everything, brother. I've been drilling elbows, knees, every scenario. That's why we're the PFL world champion, right? And we might just as well call it the best organization, the best champion, the best anything in the world now, because I believe I could beat anybody. I said it last time when I was fighting Johnny Ablin. I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again.
What I'm curious about is that takedown at the end was against the fence right when he was throwing combinations, right when it seems that he was having some confidence, some success with his striking, he drops in for the takedown. How much of a surprise was that? Because it surprised all 3 of us cage side.
Yeah, no, I was surprised as well. When he went for the takedown, he landed a couple of good shots. I was like, okay, they were good. They weren't like rocking me or anything, but I did feel they were hurting me, of course. And then he went for the takedown. I was like, oh shit, why is he doing that? He's uncomfortable. I think he's nervous. I didn't feel him stronger than me at all, so I was like, I'll just let it happen. I'll take my rest. I went back to the cage. I saw him sitting down, breathing very heavy. I was like, oh, this guy is tired already. I don't know, maybe he had something in his personal life. At the end of the day, I love everybody that fights. I respect them a lot because this is not a normal job. This is a warrior's athlete. You can play football, but you can't play fighting.
You seem to get a bit of a confidence boost at the end of that second round as you walked back and you could see he was tired.
Yeah.
Almost like you didn't want to sit down on your stool. Was that, did you feel the energy from him kind of wilting a little bit there?
You know, I was getting a little bit angry at the same time. I was like, fuck, he actually is doing a good job at this moment. And why am I backing off with this guy? Because I was playing it 100,000 times in my head and there was no scenario that I was backing off. So it wasn't really going how I was planning it, but that made me a little bit anxious and nervous and angry at the same time, but it wasn't making me tired. So I was trying to sit back, and then my coaches, my trainer said, okay, listen up, 3 things, boom, 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 repeating the same shit. And that's when I came back and I was calm again.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
now
go
look,
on. Ask the question. I want to know. I want to know when you found out.
I want to
Come back to the Netherlands or to Spain this time, brother.
Look, we'll go wherever Costello Van Steenis wants us to go. But tell me, you're watching the prelims, I assume. Maybe you don't. Your brother gets a beautiful knockout.
Yeah.
I mean, where were you when you saw this?
Well, I was driving, I was in the bus, and I did my headphones on, and I was saying, I don't want to know anything. I don't have a brother. I live on my own. I have no emotions. But with all respect, I have no family at this moment. I don't want to know anything. And then somebody from the film thing was all quiet, like, oh shit, I need to say something. He goes, what do you feel about your brother's performance? I'm like, what? Why? I don't want to know. And he goes, yeah, he won. Like, what? I started kicking the chair and he injured my foot. I was like, shit, how did he won? He goes, in the first round KO. I'm like, no way. I was so happy.
I mean, it was a beautiful
Let me
right
see it. I
hand.
didn't even see it properly.
Should
No, it was
replay it
unreal, yeah.
again. It was
Play
a
it again.
beautiful laser right hand, perfectly timed. I mean, look, just as impressive
Yeah.
as the elbows tonight, maybe?
You know,
All right,
here we
we're
go.
going to rewind.
Take it back. Take it back. Take
When
it
the
back.
champ asks to see it again, you let the champ see it again.
Look. No, further. Go back further. Go back further. Look.
Hey.
That's what I mean. Van Steenis on a high level, baby.
So many times we talked about brothers don't fight on the cards together. The Diaz brothers wouldn't do it. The Miller brothers didn't do it.
We're the Van
Van
Steenis brothers, right?
did it, and
We do
you've
different
proved
stuff.
everybody that it worked out. I mean, what an incredible night for you and your family to share together
Yes.
forever now.
Yes, I understand that you wouldn't do it. Even I had my doubts in the last couple of weeks. I love my brother more than anything. For me, he's number one. I'll always protect him. I'll always do anything. I'll die for him. And of course, I needed to do a big job by shutting down my emotions, to not see my brother for if shit gets down.
Where's he gone? Where's he hiding?
To lock out.
Where is
you know?
he? I want to see him.
Gino!
Where are you, Gino? Come and see us.
Gino's already backstage
He's
celebrating,
He's
and we
celebrating.
will let you do the same.
you guys
Congratulations.
so much.
And still
Thank you for being part of the family. We're all together. Thank you so much.
middleweight champion of the PFL,
Thank you, my brother.
Costello
Thank you.
Van Steenis.
so much.
And look,
And still.
he can make the claim. I will echo the claim. I want to see him against any middleweight in the world. I want to see him against everybody. That man with the composure, the confidence, and of course the execution.
We need a shot of this
No, that's not the
haircut.
papa.
Camera guy, get on the other side of this kid's haircut. He's got PFL shaved into the side of his head. That's awesome.
PFL on the side.
Future champion right here. Future champion.
That's as good as it gets.
But gentlemen, when it all comes together, the physical talent we knew about, the size, the explosiveness,
I'm his
the
biggest
ability to
fan.
keep going,
Listen to you.
and the finishing ability combined with that on the feet and on the ground, that's what a great fighter's made of.
Yeah. Very, very good.
All right, let's talk about our co-main event as well. Not a finish in this one, but AJ McKee putting on a really complete performance against a tough guy. Adam Borch didn't fight badly in this one at all. It's just AJ McKee was on a slightly higher vibration, a little bit of a different level tonight.
Well, I thought Borch a little bit trying to play chess. Well, you know, McKee was playing blitz chess. He was doing everything faster, a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper off the blocks than Borch. And Borch did make some adjustments. He was able to slow things down a little bit in round number 2, but overall throughout the fight, he was a step behind. And in MMA, you can't afford to be a step behind him.
No, you absolutely can't, especially not against someone like AJ McKee that's got so many different finishing capabilities. I mean, for me, it was just a shutout performance tonight. I was even surprised that one scorecard went to Borich, to be honest. I thought McKee just looked fantastic, and I think he's made such a statement for the featherweight title.
Well, look, sometimes MMA defies expectations, and this fight certainly did. Franco Tenaglia, he's been bare-knuckle boxing. He was a world champion and a European champ in that discipline, and he's been back now in MMA, focusing on his PFL debut with the training. And he wrestled for a lot of this fight. He ends up dislocating the left arm of Yassin Najid, and the referee has to wave this one off. It didn't go the way we thought it was going to go, but Tenaglia gets a victory in his PFL debut. Jacinta Austin, another person with some boxing and some kickboxing. Never before, though, have we seen that power translate in mixed martial arts, and a beautiful right hand to follow up strikes. She beats Benita Van Roy and gets the 9th pro victory of her career. She's a of power at 115 pounds.
Yeah, which you don't really hear very often. It's not very often you hear a strawweight with KO power, and that was a clean knockout. She's got good basic boxing and good basic footwork, and we spoke about this. It just carried her through the fight. And for her to place that short right hand on her opponent's chin so cleanly like that, you've got to think her confidence is going to jump up after a performance. And these heavyweights, another great performance.
Now, Litton Vassell able to move forward against a very big heavyweight. Got his range, got his rhythm, but it was the takedown in round number 2. We talked about this. He has anaconda-type power. Not a huge heavyweight, but long arms, heavy hips, a ton of pressure. From there, Augusto just had no way out, ground and pound finish. This guy fought successfully at light heavyweight, but he has filled out into the heavyweight division. 42 years young, thank you.
And he wants Denis Goltsov. He wants the fight he was supposed to have tonight because they fought a year and a half ago, and he still wants revenge for Goltsov's victory there. Look at this celebration. Already handed his belt off. And there's a little PFL. Jimmy, I want you to have. Never mind. Sorry. Never mind.
Oh,
Never mind.
Yes,
you
very funny.
You've been playing so well all night.
See? Discrimination, that's beneath you. That's beneath you.
You're right. I apologize. Nimi Mehta, she's got to be part of the post-fight show. And you know what? So does the PFL CEO, John Martin. They're together right now. Let's set it there.
John, first ever global MMA event here in Spain. A sold-out show. First off, what a night.
This was everything that the PFL could have hoped it would have been. I was really excited to come to Madrid, first ever premium MMA event in the country of Spain. Yep. And to do it this way, and the energy from the crowd that was there all night from the very first fight, and having so many Spanish fighters on the card, where there was definitely that local, that local emotion. And then, boy, the co-main and the main delivered. And Costello von Steenis, that was impressive.
Yeah, look, I think we brought out the numbers, but we also brought out the VIPs. Yeah. I mean, I think this is proof that the PFL is just making waves worldwide. I feel like that's the message we're sending.
Well, that was part of my plan when I joined, was we're just going to make everything bigger. And, we used to do a tournament that was okay, but it was hard for the fans to follow. But when you look at the roster, we have some of the best middleweights on the planet. We just showcased 2 of them tonight. Yeah. There'll be 4 more showcased in Pittsburgh. And I think when the fans get exposed to these fighters, they're going to realize that there isn't another promotion on the planet that actually has a higher level caliber of fighters. And I'm very proud of everybody, how they performed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Pittsburgh. So much to look forward to. It's happening at the end of this month. So many title shots as well. Talk to me about what people can look forward to.
So the Pittsburgh card is the kind of card that we're going to be doing like tonight all the rest of the year. If you look at, so Costello won tonight, he's a middleweight. We have 4 middleweights that are going to be fighting in Pittsburgh that all could vouch for some sort of title contention. So whether it's Johnny Eblen or Brian Battle or Impa or Dalton Roster, who's from Pittsburgh. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see who wins those fights and then how we think, what's next for Costello. Yeah.
What's next for Costello? What's next for the PFL? We have so much to look forward to this year. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Once the adrenaline drops, we'll be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Enjoy.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Nimi. Thank you, boss. Upcoming events. It's Pittsburgh. That's what they were just talking about. Then we'll be in Chicago, Belfast. When Paul Hughes fights in Belfast, you got to tune in, especially against someone with the aggression and style of J.J. Wilson. We're in South Dakota. We're all over the place. And we were here for the first time in Spain. An incredible fight week, incredible fights to cap it off. Some beautiful performances from the Spaniards, including the Spaniard, the champion, Costello van Steenis, defending his belt. His little brother looked great as well. Uruguay showed up tonight in a big way. And again, the level of talent every part of the world is producing now makes me very excited for the future of the sport, and Dan, for the future of the PFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, thrilled these fans tonight. There's going to be a demand for us to come back to Spain. We've got so many other places to visit. I'm ready for Pittsburgh. I'm ready for Chicago. Let's keep this year rolling.
And every fighter tonight felt the energy you're talking about. It wasn't just the fans, it translated into the smart cage. That's why it was a great night.
Costello Van Steenis, and still knockout victory over Fabian Edwards. We'll see you in Pittsburgh next week.